If you drive an automobile, your vehicle should have an emergency kit already inside it in terms of things that you've put together. Now that may change depending upon where you live, the environment that you're in, how far you drive, things like that, but there should be some basic elements that are common that you should have in your vehicle kit for any occasion that goes on. This is the Urban Sentinel. Let's get into it. So this right here, not sponsored by Milwaukee, and it's not a tool. This is actually a roadside salvage that I found one day when I was driving back from work. Big bright red box laying on the side of the road. Of course I'm going to have to pull over and take a look, and lo and behold, it was an empty Milwaukee tool case, which I decided at that time I needed to repurpose for something. And originally I was going to use it in my red truck that I had, color matching scheme, but got rid of the truck and didn't get around to do anything with it until now. So I'm still currently in the process of shifting things from multiple bags in my Jeep into this one case. I've already moved some of the items in and I'm sorting through some of the other things, but I'm going to show you what I've got inside. Now, is it absolutely necessary to have something this big? Not really. Depends upon what you're putting in. But the case by itself gives me ample room to hold a lot more inside than the 2 or 3 different carry bags that I have in my Jeep as it is now. Now, right off the top, I put this up here because I haven't made any compartments to sort of strap things down within here. I'll probably have to make some attachments for some bungee cords, but I've got an emergency change of clothes. It's literally a shirt, an extra pair of pants, socks, small pair of gloves, all tied together with a belt. Then I've got this towel. Serves primary purpose of if I'm wet and I need to dry off, boom, I've got a towel. If I have to lay down on the ground and it's damp or wet and I don't want to get immediately soaked if I'm working on my vehicle, I've got a towel to go for it. Now inside it's still a little bit of a mess. Again, I have to rearrange some things, make a few compartments, but I've got a pair of work gloves for when I am doing vehicle repair, safety goggles. Going through here, I've got 2 bottles of water. I had actually considered getting a larger water bottle and seeing about fitting that in here. And I've got a handheld flashlight. Battery's still good on that. And a headlamp as well. Because if I'm working under the vehicle or inside the areas around it and I need to be able to have both hands on something, the headlamp is something that you'll be finding quite useful. Even if you're walking on the side of the road, you may have to carry something, you're bringing back gasoline in a gas can, and then you want to be able to have hands free but still see where you're going. Let's see, down in here we've got a fire starter, ferro rod, and a striker. This came out of one of those emergency survival kits that I got online. I think it was from Temu. It's pretty much a mini hatchet with a hammer. It actually has a pliers set up in here, and then several small, almost like pocket knife tools inside the handle itself. A glow stick, little chem light there for low area illumination. Inside here, a single blade folding knife. This is actually a chainsaw, a cutting chain, and then this is a flat, what I call multi-purpose tool. I just keep them in this bag till I get a better setup to hold it in. This is a tiny little entrenching shovel. I mean, I will not say that you're going to be digging ditches and foxholes and big trenches with it, but just to be able to shovel a little bit of mud, dirt, or snow out of the way, break up the ground if you're kind of stuck in something, or even use it to a certain extent with the saw edge there to cut up a limb if you're doing a little off-roading and you've got something stuck up inside your vehicle. This could be a handy thing to have with you. Cool. Now, the first aid kit is kind of a mess. This is just thrown into the bag. I still have my other primary first aid kit, which I keep in my Jeep on the door panel so I have quick access to it. So I haven't finished rearranging things where I can hold that in there, but I may keep it separate because in a emergency situation where I just need that first aid kit, I want to be able to grab it quickly. So the primary setup that I'm doing with this large case is I'm going to be putting the change of clothes, the extra tools I have for my vehicle, the flashlights, things like that, the bottles of water, maybe a couple of protein bars or something in there. And that's all going to be in one instead of the 2 or 3 different bags that they're currently in, spread across different areas of my vehicle. This way, once I've got that all set up, I'll just have the first aid kit that's in the door panel. That'll still remain there. I'll probably flush this one up that's here, add a few more extra things, but it won't need to be as full because I have the primary one with me. The change of clothes will be able to sit in there, and a few of the other accessories and different tools will all fit inside, and I can get them strapped down, or at the minimum, small separate compartments that I'm thinking of utilizing. So again, this is just the simple first aid kit. I had a few extras thrown in there. Got some paracords, probably about 20 feet worth. Inside this bag, we have, let's open this up. So I live in New England. It does get cold. I've got a couple of packs of hand warmers, always good to have. An emergency rain poncho, just in case the elements turn bad. And then an emergency space blanket, the aluminum mylar blanket. I got a couple of extra zip ties sitting in here. For the most part, the plan is to be able to make at least 1, possibly 3 compartments set up in here, as well as some type of attachment system, because the plastic's pretty thick and I should be able to screw in small sets of screws with D-rings and O-ring attachments and be able to strap things in. So this way I'll probably have all of the other individual smaller items packed in and then the rest of it sitting on top. Now for me personally, there's a greater chance of me getting stuck in a snow or icy situation versus getting stuck in the mud or going off-road. So most of the stuff that I have in here is going to be geared towards winter preparation versus spring summer preparation. It's not to say that you can't use any of this in both conditions. The shovel can be used for multiple things, the fire starting equipment, all that sort of stuff. But my primary concern is wintertime. That's when the real problems begin. You slide off the road, there's a 8-9 car pileup on the highway, and you're literally a mile from the closest exit. That thing happens enough around here that it's certain things that you need to be prepared for. So having this one kit will then allow me to keep almost everything inside ready to go. If I need to, I can just open it up, and again, once I get it organized, have all the compartments set up. And I have seen plenty of vehicle-ready type bags you can get, and they'll hold all your stuff in there, all your little goodies, and some of them come preloaded with equipment, which is great. I like it for the simple fact that I'll be able to decide what I want to put in and then work on arranging it. And that's really what you want to be able to do, is whatever your vehicle emergency kit is, you want to try to tailor it towards, one, the area that you live in, the places that you most often commute in, that you drive back and forth on a regular basis, because that's really where you may run into problems. Now, sure, you could be doing a cross-country trip and have some issue when you're 20 miles out from town and there's not going to be another gas station for at least another 5-10 miles. You make preparations for that. You want to be able to handle yourself in those situations as well. But most people overall, any automotive issues that they have, any vehicle emergencies that they run into, tend to be still within their home to work, to school, to grocery store sort of travel radius. And that's more or less where we all exist. You can then add, if you wanted to, other things that you wanted in case you want to do a leave straight from work with your work bug out bag, right to your vehicle, get on the highway and get out of town because the emergency alert system went off, and you've got enough on you to make it up to that cabin in the woods that's 75 miles away without a problem. If that's your situation, then good on you, go for that. If you're more of the I just need to get home and then I can handle anything else from there, you put in enough to get you home. Me, where I travel between work and everything else, I'm usually never more than 7 miles, maybe 10 miles at the most from my home. So if something were to happen to the vehicle, even if I knew that I had to walk back home, I'm not actually going to bring the entire kit. I'll take out what I actually need, if I need anything, and then I'm just going to huff it back with Tom and Jerry, and then I'll get home within, a reasonable amount of time, and I'll make my plans from there. So again, something to consider. Like, share, subscribe. Leave a comment. Let me know what you guys do, what you have set up, any ideas that you have, share them with people, and I'll catch you in the next one.